Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do our March 30th Spiritual Principle Day in a meditation. Hope you're doing well this morning. I'm a bit surprised we're at the end of March already. And so if I sound surprised that I'm saying March 30th, I am. The title of the meditation is Putting We Before Me with Anonymity. In keeping with tradition 12, the I becomes we. The spiritual foundation becomes more important than any one group or individual. That comes from our basic text, chapter 6, tradition 12. Thanks to the 12 traditions, everything that happens in Narcotics Anonymous is done by us and for us. A member who was a newcomer when the basic text was being written shared that this was one of the qualities of NA that made her stay. At 6 months clean, I was in a group business meeting. We were discussing changes to the basic text, and the secretary made a point of asking me what I thought. I knew right away that NA was unique. Anonymity calls on us to try to remain anonymous in our service to NA. But it can sometimes be more difficult than it sounds. Members who have started a new meeting may end up hearing others call it so-and-so's meeting. It can take a while to shake loose a label like that for the meeting, no matter how many times so-and-so says it's the Just for Today meeting, not my meeting. Other times, we may feel less inclined to practice anonymity in our service. It's easy to become very attached to a particular service position or role we have filled, and some of us become reluctant to allow others to step up and serve. I had an H&I panel for almost a decade, and a member with 5 years clean showed up at a subcommittee meeting offering to take on a panel. The subcommittee chairperson looked right at me and asked if I was ready to practice the spirit of rotation. Although part of me resisted, I knew it was time. Groups and service bodies need anonymity too. A member who served at the area level shared, our area nearly left our region over a resentment. The area spent hours debating a regional motion and sent in a strenuous no vote. Then the region passed it anyway. We were mad, but our area discussed it again and decided that we needed our region more than we needed to be right. Anonymity sometimes just means being willing to let things go. We can be conscientious and take pride in contributing our best, but then we let go. We do our part, and then we let a power greater than ourselves manage the results. My contributions to NA are important because they touch addicts' lives. I can serve without insisting on getting my way, and I can step out of the way to give others a chance to serve, too. Now let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today, please, and thank you. Isn't that a beautiful meditation? Talking about putting we before me. And I love, sometimes when I read these in particular, especially this spiritual principle a day, when they're quoting other addicts, it takes a lot of, it just takes a lot of energy for me to be able to get into the way maybe the had it would have shared it, right? Because, I'm reading this fresh just like you. For the first time in the morning. I haven't gone over it. I don't know the title of it before I start with you. And so when I get to the quotation area of them quoting someone, it's almost as though this is a play, right? That I need to be able to add feeling to what they're saying and understand what they're saying. And my mind says, you should have read this first, right? Right now you have a quotation here. You have to, in essence, use your voice to be that individual. And I struggle sometimes. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Another quotation. This member said that, and this old timer did this. And I struggle with that, even though I do it quite well. It is a struggle for me. So, but this one, I really enjoy. This one, I really enjoy because I can relate. I've either said this or I've done this. It was almost like it was my experience put on paper. I can relate to this. And so when we're talking about anonymity and it not being about our group per se, the group in a sense would be like the individual to the group, but the group becomes the individual group to area. And area, right, is the individual group to the larger part of Narcotics Anonymous. Eventually, we get to the world level service body, all right? So it's really important that I practice this anonymity on a personal level, because when I practice it on a personal level, I am saying that our unity must come first, right? And that this unity is important to me, to be able to say it's about us and not about me. When I begin to practice that, because the members make up the group, when I begin to practice that, now I bring that spiritual principle of anonymity to the group level, and the group is better able to say, okay, it's our group. We are autonomous and we have anonymity here. We can do what we want, but is it going to affect Narcotics Anonymous or individuals on a bad way, in a bad way? And if it is, then maybe we should abstain from that particular action or that particular vote or that particular, right? Here it shows a group getting upset and wanting to leave area in essence because of a decision that was made that disregarded their nay vote. But the group eventually decided, you know what? We need area more than we need for our way to happen. And they made a great decision. But do you know how hard that is to do? When you truly believe that you're right? Yeah, and so I appreciate this meditation today. I want you thinking about that. See, I want you to practice this anonymity. I want you to practice putting the we before yourself. In everything you do today, I want to double dog dare you to put the larger group, the whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, even if it's just two people, I want you to be more considerate of what's good for everyone, not just yourself. And if you really want to go deeper, how about opening up a conversation with some people that are with you? What do y'all think? What do you think we should do? And take like a survey of their feelings about the topic and then make a decision. I want you to start practicing that, because as you practice that, as you develop your anonymity, right? As you develop putting the we before me with anonymity, as you begin to do that, you will find that, oh, hmm, everybody doesn't agree with me. I was about to do something and I was totally thinking about what I wanted to do, right? I was totally self-centered in that. Oh, wow. And you begin to realize that everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. But as this individual stated, this lady that was part of, I know who she is, but she was a part of developing the basic text, and the group asked her, "What do you think?" She was amazed. Probably no one had ever asked her for her opinion. That was such a blessing for her. It changed her life, right? And so now let's do that for other people. What do you think? What do you think about this? And listen to what they have to say. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose as you practice this spiritual principle. Have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to talk to you tomorrow.